welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is among 4 CARICOM member states expected to implement full free movement of nationals by October 1st, 2025, marking a significant step forward in regional integration under the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, the CSME. The other countries committing to the rollout are Barbados, Belize, and Dominica. The announcement was made by CARICOM Chairman and Jamaican Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness during the closing press conference of the 49th regular meeting of the CARICOM Conference of Heads of Government held in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Prime Minister Holness emphasized that the heads of government acknowledged the slow pace and limited scope of CSME implementation to date. He said the 4 countries reiterated their readiness to fully implement free movement under the Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation, which was signed by all CARICOM member states. Holness said they all agree that the pace and scope of implementation has been far too slow. The 4 countries have expressed their willingness to lead by example and do everything in their power to fast-track full free movement. Full free movement within CARICOM includes the right of skilled nationals to live and work in other participating member states without the need for work permits or other bureaucratic hurdles. It also covers the free movement of services, capital, and the right to establish businesses or offer professional services across the region. Holness reaffirmed Jamaica's commitment to the free movement agenda, stating that his government is working to resolve internal challenges that have delayed the country's own implementation. In a further development, the Prime Minister announced that CARICOM leaders have agreed to expand the list of approved skilled categories under the CSME regime, allowing more professionals to qualify for movement across member states.
Within the framework of the existing skills regime, heads agreed to add aviation personnel to the approved list of skilled categories. And it is worth noting that Jamaica contributed 3 new occupations to the list, namely photogrammetry, field maintenance personnel, and aircraft maintenance personnel. The External Trade Negotiations Committee, which I lead, continues to monitor the developments in the trade space as we seek to develop a collective strategic response to issues which affect us. We also discussed deepening and diversifying CARICOM's bilateral trade relations with several traditional and non-traditional partners.
The Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation, signed in 2023, aims to eliminate the need for work permits or skills certificates for CARICOM nationals moving across borders. This protocol provides a legal foundation for deeper integration among willing member states, while allowing others to join as they are ready. The October 2025 implementation by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, Belize, and Dominica is expected to serve as a key test case for region-wide adoption. Vincy Mas 2025 has been declared a success by Marketing and Development Officer at the Carnival Development Corporation, the CDC, Eswart Ezzy Roberts. Over the Carnival weekend, several key events were successfully hosted, including the Ragga Soca and Calypso Monarch competitions, the Mardi Gras, Juve, and Mardi Gras Parade of the Bands. Roberts noted that one of the most impressive aspects of this year's celebration was that the Carnival weekend was incident-free. He praised the high-quality performances delivered by artists across the board, stating that the standard of entertainment was exceptional. Roberts added that the increase in prize money may have contributed to the elevated performances.
Vincy Mas 2025 has been a very, very successful Vincy Mas, and the evidence is there from various things that we are able to point to. The Calypsos were quite competitive, they were of high standards, that's one. We also look at the Ragga Soca and the Soca that was released for 2025. We are coming out of this year's Vincy Mas. I am predicting a couple of hits that will make waves regionally and internationally as well. We also can look at our Calypso Monarch, for 2025, where we somewhat returned to the days when we had a very huge number of persons attending Soca Monarch. The interest in Soca Monarch was high this year. I would say a part of it had to do with increased prize monies. As you know, last year there was significant increase in the prize monies to Soca Monarch. Not just Soca and Ragga Soca, but the Calypso and the other elements of Carnival all had price increases.
Roberts highlighted the reintroduction of the Monkey Band during Juve morning as a major crowd pleaser, noting that it was well received by the public and added to the energy of the festivities.
For example, our revival of the Monkey Band. To a certain extent, we monitored it from the launch of Vincy Mas, where we put in a lot of traditional elements. And we noticed the response from the public was quite outstanding. Interesting to know that the public showed much interest in that element at the beginning of the season when we did the launch. So we actually incorporated it into other things, including putting some emphasis on it for our Juve. And I can tell you that based on the response from persons who observe it on the road, come next year, we can see a lot more persons playing that traditional element of Monkey Band in our Juve.
Roberts also extended thanks to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force for their visible and active presence throughout the events, which helped to maintain public order and ensure the safety of all participants. He said the public was also very well behaved, which is commendable and shows that people came out to enjoy themselves responsibly.
What we usually use to sell Vincy Mas is the fact that Vincy Mas is relatively safe. And I think apart from the patrons being well behaved, the presence of the police and private security at all the activities that we had is a contributing factor. So we really have to thank the police as well for their role in their strong presence at events and controlling of the traffic, etc., and parking at events and activities. Everywhere you went, you would have seen the police actively involved in our activities. I really want to thank the police and the private security companies who provided services for various events.
Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism and Culture Carlos James says while Vincy Mas 2025 is winding down for most people, for those at the Ministry of Tourism, the Tourism Authority, and the Carnival Development Corporation, the work is just beginning. Minister James said preparation for Vincy Mas 2026 begins the day after the last band crosses the stage, underscoring the behind-the-scenes effort that goes into making the country's premier cultural festival a success.
And they're really putting things in place after, I think, an amazing festival we had over the few weeks here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We had some really good music, good renditions. I think the penmanship this year, well articulated. I think the songs were, most of them, very clean, and even the biting and critical commentary was enjoyed by everyone.
Right.
And I think that's one of the really good things about Carnival, is able to really, have the biting issues, have the social issues, but when you see everyone coming together, the culture, the people embracing it, I think that's a wonderful thing that transpired. And I think, it all goes well, especially the junior Calypsonians. I think they did really well. Their renditions and performances were really good at a quality and standard, which I think was really good to see. And then I'm looking forward to the many talents that will emerge. A lot of preparatory work, a lot of work, the stakeholder engagement that goes in, working the youth band showcase, which is something which the Department of Culture has been working with the SVG Teachers Credit Union as a key sponsor over the past few years, has been really merged, building out the talent as well. Within the schools, we've been seeing a lot of that from the education department and people working closely with the students.
The minister took the opportunity to commend the board and management of the CDC, including newly appointed CEO Rodney Small, for what he described as a well-executed and vibrant Vincy Mas 2025.
When I announced his appointment, there were many people who questioned, his youthfulness and whether or not he had the temperament and the head and the shoulders to really carry this forward. And I looked at and observed Rodney over the years, and no doubt in my mind, I think he was the best placed person to rise as the new CEO of the tourism of the Carnival Development Corporation. But a lot of people who are behind the scenes holding things together. The board, Ricky, Lennox, who's in an advisory role at the board, you would have done a lot of work. And Ezzy and everyone who was behind the scenes doing a lot of work. Even the team from the Department of Culture, they went into the Carnival Development Corporation and worked for weeks. Bomani and Juanita and all of the team that were down there, they did tremendous work. And I want to really tip my hat off to the Carnival Development Corporation. It's really a team effort, everyone who put the emphasis and effort in what we saw as a really good carnival, but also the components, the stakeholders who rose to the occasion. All of the stakeholders. When I mandated the CDC, I said I want us to have a better cohesive relationship with the stakeholders. It's not a competition between CDC and private promoters, or CDC and the mass bands and the Calypso Association. We have to work together. And there were a lot of private sector engagement and the sponsors who came on board. We can't forget the sponsors who really put a dip a little bit deep in their pockets this year. Even the government, who really put a lot more resources behind the CDC this year, but also the private sponsors who dipped a bit deeper and made a significant contribution to the cultural art form. And I want to really thank them for all of the good work that they continue to do on their corporate social responsibility.
James also praised the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, along with visitors and Vincentians in the diaspora, for playing a key role in making the festival the success that it was.
We were tipped to have this type of energy and buzz and last year. Because really Carnival last year, the numbers were showing the prediction of what we anticipated and intended to have for a Carnival last year was going to be at this level. But of course, Hurricane Beryl, we had to have an abridged version of what the Carnival looked like. And of course, this year was really the year we saw the full transformation of what all of the hard work over the years and building capacity and asking for change and having that continuous revolving door of ideas and innovation coming to the fore. And really we I would say had one of the better carnivals we've had in years. And what was exciting about it was a lot of visitors who were coming for the very first time. In fact, someone who I brought to St. Vincent maybe a year or two ago, from up north, the Cayman Islands, and they came in from the Cayman Island Tourism Board, and made a visit and loved the place. On their visit back to St. Vincent for Carnival, they came with 12 people. I had people who came in, brought in a team of 20 and 15, and these were some of the numbers. People were coming, not just solo travelers, but we had groups of people coming by the dozens, booking out Airbnbs, booking out all of the hotels, and the amount of rentals which were on the road. You could not find a rental vehicle. The taxi men will tell you the bookings for the taxis. At some point you couldn't find a taxi up because they were on the road at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And that is what the Vincy Mas and festivals it does for the economy.
Vincy Mas 2026 will be held from July 1st to July 8th, 2026. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the RSVG-TV, has extended sincere gratitude to the general public, stakeholders and carnival patrons for their exemplary conduct, cooperation with law enforcement, and adherence to security and traffic protocols during the Vincy Mas 2025 festivities. In an official statement issued today, the RSVG-TV reported that the 12-day carnival period, which concluded on July 8, 2025, passed without any major incidents, accidents, or violent crimes. While minor infractions did occur, the police said officers were able to effectively manage and de-escalate these situations. Commissioner of Police Enville Williams thanked and commended the general public for their high level of compliance with the security measures put in place for Vincy Mas. Commissioner Williams also extended high commendation to all officers who worked tirelessly to ensure that this year's carnival remained free from major violence and crime, noting that this demonstrates that as a nation we all can and must play a role in the safety and security of our communities. He further noted that the commendable behavior of the public reflected the spirit of the RSVGPF's crime prevention exhibition theme, "Let's Celebrate Our Culture, Crime-Free." He also expressed appreciation to the management and staff of the Carnival Development Corporation for their strategic collaboration with the police in ensuring a safe carnival experience for all. Throughout the Vincy Mas celebrations, the RSVGPF maintained a visible and proactive security presence, conducting numerous patrols, stop-and-search operations, and other anti-crime initiatives. The police say these efforts led to the recovery of several weapons and small quantities of illegal drugs. The RSVGPF reminded the public that safety is everyone's responsibility and urged citizens to continue working together to build safer communities, support youth development, and contribute to national progress. Meanwhile, a shooting in Kingston today put a damper to what was described as a generally peaceful Vincy Mas. According to reports, an altercation at the Kingston Cooperative Credit Union, the KCCU, resulted in one man being fatally shot. Information on what actually transpired is not clear. SVG-TV News will bring you more as we get further details. The vibes were sweet, the rhythm was heavy, and the talent on display was nothing short of explosive in the 2025 Ragga Soca Monarch competition held on Saturday night at Carnival City Victoria Park. Taking the crown this year was Utamo Bongo Prime Rose, whose commanding delivery, lyrical flair, and stage presence earned him the title of 2025 Ragga Soca Monarch with his winning song, Mardi Gras, Trouble in Town. Second place went to Claydon Dimes Roach and Elrico the Pixel Hunt with their song Don't Hold Back. Tyreek Diffusion Thomas secured third place with Mission. Rounding off the top four, Angelique Anjimaya Garwe took fourth place with her spirited performance of No Owner. Last year's Ragga Soca Monarch Hans John failed to make it in the top four.
From this is the start we anticipating. Every day they are we participating. Yeah. Just look at it. So do it, do the thing, do it, do your thing. Walk your magic over me. You put over me. Like we in we own party on the four eyes. Hey, get the DJ for me. You better know style. You're rubbing hard on me. So you wrong, because my hands are wrong. Jam on your bumper, detail your bumper. When you whine and the wrong, make a man and turn wrong. If I'm being rude, excuse me. Your body don't seduce me. You like to not contain myself. Cause the way you whine, you look back, you turn your waist. Hold me back no more. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. Nobody to hold me back no more. Leave me alone.
For the Power Soca competition, also on Saturday night, the stage was blazing, the crowd was electric, and the competition was fierce. Taking the crown this year with an explosive performance that rocked the stage and captivated the crowd were none other than Skinny Fabulous and the legendary Fireman Hooper. Their collaboration on the high-energy track Erupt secured them first place, reaffirming their status as true kings of the Soca Kingdom. Second place went to rising powerhouse Bongo Prime, who delivered raw energy and lyrical fire with his hit Maddest Place on Earth. Third place was claimed by crowd favorite El Pank, whose commanding stage presence and infectious rhythm in Love Ya Bad earned him a strong spot on the podium. Fourth place was too close to call, ending in a two-way tie between Dimes and Pixel with their energetic entries Mass Forever No Cap and Fire Empress with her commanding performance of Acrobat. Each brought unique styles that lit up the stage and thrilled both judges and fans alike.
find it. This energy you're looking for, you find it. It's like we breathe it in the air. You will understand when you come down here. This is the perfect place to free your mind. Just put a smile up on your face and take a soca monarch. This is I go do anything for you. Climb the highest mountain. Give you all that I have. I love you bad. I love you bad. I go do anything for you. Climb the highest mountain. All we go and die. So high. So high. Survive. The party is love. I am live. Watch your time. Bring the eyes. And tell me if you wanna jump with me.
You haven't been here in a long time. Somebody say, yo! I want to do something right now. Let me bring out some stunts for the song named Acrobat.
Rayon Madzat Primus has successfully retained his Calypso Monarch crown, securing 418 points with his powerful performance of the song Gravy Train. In an interview with SVG-TV News, Madzat expressed mixed feelings about his score, noting that he had hoped for a higher total. Madzat believes that the song's strong lyrical content, which he wrote himself, was what ultimately set him apart in this year's competition. Gravy Train, a politically charged calypso, was not originally intended for use in the competition. Madzat shared that he had reservations about performing it, fearing the song's timing before the official announcement of general elections might work against him. Instead, he said it worked in his favor.
I started writing and I wrote a first song, second song, third song, fourth song, fifth song. And I was going with the fifth song. And this Gravy Train was the third song that I was going to give away. I was going to give it to somebody else because like, this song has to sing before election. It wouldn't fit. And then I sang it for somebody and they was like, are you crazy? This is the song. So then I just went back to Gravy Train. But I don't know why, it just came to me. The concept of Gravy Train came to me. And a matter of fact, I was kind of worried that the masses may not have got it. And fortunately they did. And even the little children and stuff, at least, you know, they like certain hook elements of the song. So it worked very well, beyond my expectations. You know, I was expecting it to just be popular amongst the Calypso crowd because the way the song was written, where I spoke about the different Calypsonians and their songs. I wasn't expecting people who not fall in Calypso to understand that. A lot of people commended me on the writing, which I think was the strongest element of the song.
Madzat credited his creative director for playing a major role in preparing him for the stage, saying the collaboration helped him focus on key elements that judges look for, including stage presence, clarity, and audience engagement.
It's about heavy rotation on radio. You can win Calypso Monarch with a song that nobody ever heard before. You have to sing that song as if the judges never hear it, the audience never hear it, they're hearing it for the first time. Yeah, that clarity. And me coming from soca where, you know, I can go on stage with a mic and sing 2 lines and hand it to the audience sing the rest and run up and down, and that don't work in Calypso. And it's hard for me because I didn't grow up singing Calypso. My entire cast was at the venue before me because I needed a little extra rest. So when I got in and told her, I said, I'm at the park, she'd already prepared the cast. And it was time for me to get my belly on and everything. She was like, you know, okay, you gotta come inside the dressing room, and dressing room was AC. I said, I'm not coming in the AC tonight until I don't sing, because you don't know what AC does to the voice. I said, you're gonna have to come outside and dress me. She said, you're gonna get dressed in the middle of the park? I said, yes. So, you know, she bring out all the things, and I was standing outside my car, and she prepared me and everything, and I stayed outside until it's time for me to go and stay.
Reflecting on last year's carnival, which was affected by Hurricane Beryl, Madzat noted the stark contrast in energy and atmosphere. He said last year's vibe was different. The hurricane really dampened the celebrations, but this year he was able to give it his all, performing to his utmost, and left it all on stage.
Back and supported me, you know, the support, even though audience participation is not necessarily a judge element in Calypso, it helps, you know, the artists with their performance, because there's nothing like being on stage and receiving that love, and you hear people singing your song with you and cheering for you, and, you know, it makes you more comfortable. And I could tell you, it's the most comfortable performance I had for the season. I had the most fun at Calypso Monarch on Sunday night. Carnival last year was affected by the hurricane. And I am one of the persons who was adamant that they should have postponed the carnival. That was just my view, my personal view. When they decided to go ahead with the competition, my immediate position was, I don't think I can participate because I didn't feel comfortable in knowing, my brothers and sisters in the Grenadines in this position and we having carnival. So I was very reluctant to participate. The turnout obviously would not have been the same. So it was a lot different. The energy, my personal energy was different. As I say, last year I had no voice because, the hurricane was the Monday, and then by the Tuesday I was assisting people who was in the shelters and stuff, and up and down, not taking care of myself, not eating properly. And then by the Sunday morning I could not even speak.
In the final standings of the National Calypso competition, Lornette Fire Empress Ned placed second with her song Children of the Drum, while Chanel Mackenzie took third place with her performance of Ghetto Mentality. The streets of capital Kingstown came alive with vibrant colors, dazzling costumes, and infectious energy as thousands gathered to witness the spectacular carnival Mardi Gras 2025, with masqueraders, bands, and enthusiastic spectators flooding the roads. This year's celebration was a stunning display of Vincentian culture, artistry, and Caribbean pride. Following a breathtaking parade and intense competition in costume design, choreography, and presentation, the results are officially in, and the competition was nothing short of spectacular. Band of the Year first placed Blondie Bird and Friends with their presentation of tribute to carnival icons with 351 points. Second place, Lynx Mass Band, Riddles with 345 points. Third place, Mirage Productions, Melange, The Art of Color with 336 points. And in fourth place, SVG Players International Mass Band with their presentation of a tribute to David Julian Pilling Pollard, 335 points. Best Use of Colors presentation, first place Mirage Production, Melange, The Art of Color, Tribute to Carnival Icons, second place Blondie Bird and Friends, third place Lynx Mass Band Riddles, fourth place Oxygen, The Royal Rebellion. Queen of the Bands, first place Blondie Bird and Friends, second place Nelson Block, third place SVG Players International Mass Band, fourth place Lynx Mass Band. The King of the Bands, in first place Melbourne Artisans, second place went to Blondie Bird and Friends, in third place Imagination Mass Band, and Verlin Ralph and the Professionals in fourth place. Mass on the Move competition, first place Blondie Bird and Friends, tribute to Carnival Icons with a total of 268 points. Second, SVG Players International, a tribute to David Julian Pilling Pollard with 251 points. Third position went to Mirage Production, Melange, The Art of Color with 245. And fourth place, Oxygen, The Royal Rebellion. Shirt's problem child James has claimed the title of 2025 Road March King, earning 100 points for his electrifying hit Frayed Horn. James also secured second place with his other crowd favorite, Pong Pong, which earned 97 points, further cementing his dominance on the road this carnival season. Third place went to Ezron Spielberg Kozak with his high-energy track Red Button, which received 74 points. This marks the second road march win for Problem Child, a seasoned soca artist who has been making waves in the industry for several years. He also made a special guest appearance at this year's Ragga and Power Soca Monarch competitions on Saturday night, performing to a massive and energetic crowd. Problem Child says he is happy with the win.
Well, winning the Road March title in 2025 is definitely a great feeling. It's a feeling of accomplishment more than anything else. It's definitely not something that's easy to do, so it feels amazing to have accomplished this, especially after all the hard work. Did I expect it to dominate the way that it did? Yes and no. Yes, because a lot of what I do is very strategic, and I've studied the art form of which I'm